What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Minecraft Bedrock Beta version 1.16.220.50. And for the first time ever, since I have been doing the past two beta showcases on this channel, I was forced to be Timeless Alex and Timeless Steve, and it is with great pleasure that I can finally come to you once again as Timeless Traveler for the beta showcase. Now, with this beta showcase, we have a few new features and some small generation changes, and we're going to be going over the generation changes near the end. We're going to go over a couple of changes to the Dripstone, as well as the re-addition of a mob, and then we'll go down into some bugs. So if you want to skip ahead to any of those different sections, feel free to check the timestamps down below in the description, as well as the slide bar on this video. And of course, if you would like to see more videos showcasing the upcoming beta versions for Bedrock, don't forget to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and if you hit the notification bell, you will of course stay up to date when I do release a new video. So let's go ahead and break down some of these new additions. So we have a new block to start with, which comes from the pointed dripstone. Now, as you already know, we have the pointed dripstone, which can do things like this. And there's a few bug changes as far as the damage goes when you land on it. If you hit things with if you hit it with a trident, it should break and all that stuff. We'll talk about that near the end. But as you know, we got stalagmites, and then we just bring this up a bit. We have the stalactites, which are from the ceiling, right? Now, we also have this dripstone block, which you can make with 4 bits of pointed dripstone. And with the dripstone caves, of course, you're going to have this massive, just these little caves tucked away. Once we get the caves added into the Bedrock edition, and here's my highly detailed cave, and you will have bits of dripstone hanging like this. You'll have bits of dripstone rising up like that. So this is a close palette. It's pretty much the exact same thing in texture, slightly different color, and it is an interesting block. It's very cavey. It's very cavey, and I am very, very excited to see what this will look like inside the dripstone caves once we have the beta out for Bedrock. Now, another thing that is interesting about the dripstone, so you'll see that we have nothing in here, but if we take a look, these will actually start to drip water by default any second now. I just saw it before I hit record, and it was, there we go. See that little drip? Just drips down just like that. And it seems like it doesn't matter if they are long boys or short boys. It was dripping from here, see? And then it will drip from the long boys as well. Now, for those that don't know, and for those that are also knowing and highly, highly anticipating this next thing, you'll notice I have a cauldron. So this is technically a bug fix, but I felt that we needed to see this in action. So we're going to put some cauldrons down, and well, this isn't exciting, farming water. Okay, so for those that don't know, the cauldrons are supposed to, the cauldrons are supposed to slowly over time fill up with whatever liquid is dripping from the dripstone. Now, obviously, we don't need to farm water. That's just silly. But we could if we want to. However, we are going to use lava. Now I'm going to put some here and here, and there we go. Let's see. Let's do a little test. So, oh, look at that. So it doesn't matter if it's a lava source or flowing lava, and it is dropping at a much quicker rate than that default water drip. Maybe if we put actual water in there, it'll drip faster. Who knows? But I did in fact test this, and this was a bug that was supposed to not happen in the previous beta release. However, we can now officially farm lava, everybody. That is right. We can farm lava. There are a few different ways that we can put this together. Of course, it probably wouldn't look like this in a 4x4. This is just for a visual. But if you connect yourself some observers, some comparators, some dispensers with empty buckets, you will easily be able to farm lava, which means we have And another way of having an unlimited fuel source without using zero tick for those that either can't run one on a server or are just against it for their own personal preference. You will be able to farm lava, and in just any second now, we should have one of these cauldrons full. We might have to fast forward a little bit, so let's wait a minute. All right. Well, we are a little over 3 minutes in. Oh, look at all that. That is, I don't know if you caught it the first time that happened with after we sped things up, but then we just had a bunch of little drips all at once. That was really cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this going. We're still on a timer, and what we're gonna do, we have two sources here. We're gonna turn all of these into sources. I just want to make sure we don't miss anything. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And let's go ahead and I swear if there ends up filling up a cauldron and we don't see it, I'm gonna have to start this whole thing over. Okay. Cool, cool. Let's throw that in here, get rid of the evidence. Oh, we missed a spot. Oh no. Okay. There we go. And okay, team. So we have 16 lava sources, 16 bits of dripstone. How long from now, in addition to the time it has already taken, do you think until we get a full cauldron? Let's find this out together. Oh man. Okay, so that was about a minute and a half since we last filled up these. So in total, yeah, you're looking at about 5 to 6 minutes for a cauldron to fill up. Now, considering, there we go, we got another one. It's like popcorn. Now, is that too long of a time? Now, we have to think about what lava can do. We can use it to make obsidian, which obsidian, you don't need to do that. You can always go to the end and mine obsidian there. The caves will have some obsidian, but late game, typically you're going to go to the end for obsidian, so you don't need lava for that late game. Now, we also use lava for traps. We use them for moats. We can use them as defensive barriers, but most commonly, they will be used as fuel. Now, as a fuel, it can smelt 100 blocks, one bucket of lava. That is almost 2 stacks. So 2 stacks is 128 items, yes? So just under about 1 2/3 stacks of items. Now, imagine a massive furnace array filled with a bunch of these for an industrial super smelter, right? Now, about 5 minutes per bucket of lava. I think for 5 minutes to be able to get enough fuel to smelt a stack or so of items without you having to do anything. Considering that, you don't have to do anything. You just have to have this stuff set up with an observer, gather the lava, put it in a bucket, and it'll, if you know how to build it, it'll automate everything for you. I think about 5 minutes is fair. It is very fair considering that this is one of the most OP sources of fuel. So I think this is good. I don't know if the developers will change this around, but I am liking this, and I am definitely looking forward to seeing and coming up with a few different types of lava farms. Now let's talk about our new mob, or should I say the re-edition of the new mob, because 2 betas ago we were introduced to the Glow Squid. Look at this thing. Now this is what we voted for all those months ago, between this, the Isologger, and I don't remember what the other one was. But we have the Glow Squid. The Glow Squid one, and it's really cute. And if we take a look here, if we go into nighttime, oh, beautiful, beautiful, right? Now, if we come back here, we had the Glow Squid, and then the last beta was removed, and now it was added back in. There was we're not going to go into details, but there was some sort of bug with the Glow Squid that messed up the game, so they had to remove it. Okay, so once you extract its ink sacs, you get yourself the Glow Ink Sac. Now we're going to go back into night mode and tell me what you see different with this. These light up, and if we come back here, we can actually see, we can still see that it is lit up all the way from there. Now, when it comes to the color, we can see that it is a bit different. This is, of course, a darker color than the glow item frame. Now, the way the glow item frame works, it's very simple. It's an item frame, and then you just add in a glow ink sac. Now, we're going to take a quick break away from the glow ink sac for now, because now we're going to talk about this a new addition to sign text. So as you can see, we have ourselves a sign with some black text on there, just some random gibberish. And if we get ourselves, we have a nice little assortment of dies here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to just click right on there while holding the die. And as you can see, we are able to finally change the color of our text on the signs. If you ever want to go back to the original color, go ahead and slap some black dye right on. And coming back to the glow ink sac, we're going to do the same thing for here that we did for here. Now we have another sign with some random gibberish. It is also in the same color, and we're going to just give it a little tappy with our glow ink sac. Now, nothing changed yet, but what we've done is we've actually primed it for the glowy. Here's what I mean by that. So go ahead and we place the black ink right there. You'll notice this one, it fades out with the black, but is supposed to simulate being lit up. So you'll notice here, it's the same color. This one turned a little bit. Now this one really stands out. If you dye it pink, it's going to be a lot brighter. Compared to this one, you can tell. You can tell that the glow ink text works. So if we go ahead, we could do the same thing for here. Red for here. So not only are we able to change the color of our text, I really like that purple. Not only are we able to change the color of our text, we can also make it light up. Now we're going to take a look at the change in textures to the ores. So now as we're adventuring in the mountains, the caves, and the cliffs, we have a new way of spotting our ores. We have new textures, which means new different types of build designs. For reference, this used to be the main texture for all of these ores. Now, every single one of them has their own unique look, their own unique feel, which I think is an amazing addition. They all look great, and it's just going to add a little bit more variety to how we want to try and build things in our world. Now, just to let people know that this iron texture is in fact not going to be the permanent one, to my extreme disappointment. I really like the layers of like iron plates that kind of go, that weave in the stone. However, they are going to be changing it to I think the version that Java has right now. So don't get too comfortable with this one. And yeah, this is the new assortment of ores. All right, team. Now we are going to explore a bit of some new terrain generation. Now, I know I said it was a small change, but I was just kidding. What would, check this out. So look at my Y coordinate. First of all, you'll see how that gets, first off, mountains typically don't get like this. Now look at this beautiful mountain. Now I did find this seed scrolling through Twitter because it was so difficult for a lot of us to find a mountain that actually went up to full scale. We were finding your traditional pre 1.17 mountains, and a lot of us were just we couldn't find them. So there was people were kind of to throw out their seeds and give us some coordinates for the ones that had the massive mountain generation. So within the mountains biome, we have sub-biomes. We have the lofty peaks, the snow-capped peaks, the snowy slopes, mountain grove, and mountain meadow. And as you can see, we have a bit of that inside this entire mountain structure. Now, this whole mountain, we can't even render the whole thing. It is that massive, everybody. I'm talking about 500 blocks in just one direction. Okay, this is a mountain like this. They really lives up to the name. We have these nice little, hills, and we have the trees and the little flowery meadows right at the baseline of the mountain. And then the sub biomes change as we go up in elevation. Eventually, trees stop generating once you reach a certain point. The type of snow will also change. So right here around this level, we're at 153. We have the powdered snow. The goats have been relocated from the extreme hills to the snowy slopes. And we also have rabbits spawning in the mountain groves. So if you don't know what the sub biomes are yet, just know what mobs are in these sub biomes. So, for example, we have the goats. So now we know that this is the snowy slopes. And then whenever we see some rabbits, then we know that we are in the mountain grove. Now, let's just explore a little bit more. I'm going to fly around here because it looks amazing. And that is unbelievably loud. I am sorry. Much, much better. So as we get higher, so first off, look at this. When have you ever seen emeralds side to side together like this? Not only that, but it is exposed. We have emerald exposed. This is a first, everybody. Look at that. 2 more pieces of emerald. So early game mining for emeralds for trading with your village is actually going to be a lot easier if you have access to a mountain. Now, I don't know if you can see it. So we have some emeralds here. We have some emeralds here. So we already have all this exposed emerald, coal, and iron. Now, ore generation has in fact changed. You'll notice, look at the Y coordinate. What is this, everybody? What is this 270? It's 270 what? 268. What was the previous build height? Anyone? 256. So this was as high as it could go, right where that top snow is, right there. We now have this mountain peak at least goes up to 268. Some of these mountains can go a little bit higher. I do not know where one is, but it is massive, everyone. So this means the build height has also changed. We are at 320 in build height. Don't believe me? Let's take a look right now. So if we just go ahead and build this up. And there you go, everybody. Height limit for building is 320 blocks. Yes, you heard me right. Now for the Java edition, they have the caves because we have the cliffs, right? Their lowest is -64. So once these two, the snapshots and the betas merge on both platforms or both versions of Minecraft, we will have a total of from -64 all the way to 320. That is going to be 384 blocks of build space, everybody. Now just think about that. You've got your building, you're getting built on top of the mountain, about 100 or so blocks above where the peaks of the mountains are. So there's going to be all sorts of crazy build ideas and designs that you could do just for the mountains. Wait until we get the caves, everybody. I am very, very excited. And also look at this. We have ice. And now I know I do seed showcases and I try to show all of you where the frozen oceans are, but if we have access to a mountain, then you have access to we have 2 different types. We have the ice and we have the packed ice. So you will be able to do some early game ice farming if you come across one of these massive mountain biomes. So let's talk about a couple bugs that I have come across. We're just going to go over 3 of them. There are, of course, a full list of bugs down in the description. There is a link that will take you to the Minecraft.net website that gives you a full list of the bug fixes and things like that. But what we're going to do is, so in the creative interface, what we have is there's something wrong in the items section. I didn't notice it first, but then I scrolled down just to see what was new, and I came across this. It's nothing. It just has the frame, but there are no words inside of it. And when you pick it up, you can see the same icon appears in the inventory. But if we try to select it, so we can see here, first and third person, here's nothing, right? And then we add this. Now you can tell that there is something in the hand, but it doesn't seem to want to do anything. Now we could place it down. Doesn't work. So the only other thing I could do is I could throw it And then we see the shadow right there. And then the last bug is going to be with the powdered snow. Now, of course, this only works in creative, but we have ourselves the powdered snow here, and we can place the one that I have down. But if I try to do pick block, so we'll get rid of that right here. All right, nothing in my inventory. If we try to pick block, we will get the powder snow bucket. Obviously, this is not what we wanted. We wanted to pick up the powdered snow block, but instead we got the powder snow bucket. And if you come across any other bugs that have not been listed or that any other creators have not brought to anyone's attention, don't forget to let Mojang know. I will be adding a link down below where you can report all of the bedrock bugs. But that is going to be it for today, everybody. Thank you all again so much for watching. I am Timeless Traveler once again in the bedrock betas. This was 1.16.220.50, and we went over one of the largest updates that we have had to the bedrock edition for quite some time. I'm calling this the update that changed the world 2.0, because we had one previously that changed the world, and now we have another one. And just wait until we get the caves added in, and we will be exploring those very, very soon, I hope. Let me know down below what you think of this new beta, and of course, what you think of the snowier snow and these epic mountains, everybody. Just look at these. I still can't get over this. I don't think I will ever get used to this. It's going to take me a couple years, to be honest. I mean, think of all the races that you can do, weaving in and out. Look at this. Look at this, everybody. Think about all the different types of games that we could do, flying through, all the minecart obstacles that we could put together. It's going to be quite a challenge and quite a joy to be able to come up with all different ideas for these mountains. Let me know what kind of ideas you have for the upcoming Caves and Cliffs update. And of course, don't forget, if you like seeing videos like this and you want to stay up to date on future Caves and Cliffs Bedrock Beta videos, let me know down below with a like, and subscribe to the channel. And if you hit the notification bell, you will stay up to date whenever I do release a new video such as this. So until next time, everybody, I am Timeless Traveler, finally on the beta versions. Thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.